everyone, Andrew here, bringing you another video review, and today we're going to be doing Outsiders Crisis Intervention. Take a look at this comic cover right here. Now, Crisis Intervention is the 4th volume in this ongoing Outsiders series. Now, this volume ties in with the Infinite Crisis, and that could either be a good thing or a bad thing for this book. Because as you'll see, is when you tie in with the Infinite Crisis, it can either help your book by really working with the characters in the story and actually making the story and characters better, or it can ruin your book because then it'd just be a total mess and a clutter of issues, and you really need to read the Infinite Crisis to know what's going on. So there could be good and there can be bad. Examples of it being good is like Wonder Woman Mission Ends, where it really was a good story that builds off with the character and works with tying in with the Infinite Crisis. A bad story would be like Teen Titans Life and Death, which wasn't also bad, but it was just a mess because it tied in with the Infinite Crisis. Does this happen with Crisis Intervention? Well, you're just going to have to see. Now, Crisis Intervention has a few stories in there because the team gets split up, and Nightwing is no longer on the team. We're back to having Arsenal as the leader, which is kind of funny because the team goes through leaders like crazy. First we start off with Arsenal as the leader, then Nightwing's the leader, then Jade's the leader, then Arsenal is the leader, and then Nightwing will soon become the leader, and then Batman will become the leader, and then Alfred will become the leader, and then, oh my god, there's so many leaders to the Outsiders team. But whatever, let's not get into that. The Outsiders first need to have their rematch with the Fearsome Five, who induct a new member to their ranks, which I won't tell you who the new member is, but it is a former villain of the Outsiders that they have to fight. The Outsiders also induct some new blood into their ranks, too. In addition, one of those new blood actually being an old member of the Outsiders, which makes me happy. I don't want to reveal who these people are that join with the Outsiders, because I want it to be kind of a surprise. But the old member that joins up with the Outsiders, well, good pick, because I really love this character. So the Outsiders need to go up against the Fearsome Five one more time, which I'm sure is the Fearsome Five time that they've gone up against this team. But that's beside the point. They go up against the Fearsome Five, and then Donna Troy comes up, and she kind of splits the group up. One part of the group goes off into space with Donna Troy, while the other group deals with the Secret Society. Now, the story with the Secret Society is basically finding out where they're holding a lot of the superheroes that are being abducted, and really getting inside exactly what Deathstroke the Terminator is doing. The team that goes up into space with Donna Troy has to go and fight against, well, let's just say, a bitch from Starfire's past. And if you know anything about Starfire or the Titans, you know who I'm talking about. So they have a little bit of a conflict up there. And that's really the gist of the story. So we can jump right into the good, the bad, and whether or not you should get it. Good. Well, the few additions to the team are a nice little touch. I do feel a little bit uneasy about one of the new members. However, the old, former veteran Outsider that joins up with this team is a good pick, and I think was a nice choice. The action was good, better than Volume 3 was, so we get a pickup on the action. So those are some good points. Bad points. Well, like I said, it ties in with the Infinite Crisis. So, half the stories, you're going to need to know what's going on with the Infinite Crisis to know what's going on with this. Now, see, I've read the Infinite Crisis a few times, and a lot of it's tie-ins, so I know what's happening in this. But for people that don't read the Infinite Crisis, or don't read any of the tie-ins, aren't going to really know what's going on when they bring when Dawn and Troy brings them up into space, or when they go up against the Secret Society. It'll just be a little too confusing for them. Another bad thing in this is that it just kind of ends. It really has no ending. It just kind of ends. And it really doesn't make too many references to the previous story arc, the Outsiders Teen Titans Insider story, which you really don't need to read to get into this at all. But it's just like it never happened. On a whole, whether or not you should get it. Well, the beginning of this was good, but the ending was really kind of atrocious. If I could say that there's anything good about this, it's the fact that you do not need to read the 3rd volume to read this volume. However, I do recommend that this is actually pretty messy. So, it really comes down to this. Do not pick this up if you have not read The Infinite Crisis, or any of its tie-ins. Do not. If you have read The Infinite Crisis, then go ahead, pick it up. Because if you read The Infinite Crisis, this is an okay story. If you have not read The Infinite Crisis, it's not an okay story. Get what I'm saying? So, read The Infinite Crisis, pick it up. If you don't pick it up. With that said, I'm going to end this review here. This is Andrew saying peace out for now.